The Halo universe is one giant mystery. From the mainline story in Halo Infinite and fans wondering where we're going next, the Easter eggs left by developers that even to this day have not been solved. Easter eggs dating back to even the titles like Halo 3 that to this day are a complete mystery to us. Today, whilst we wait for content in Halo Infinite which can't come quick enough, we're going to go back in time and look at 3 of the biggest Halo universe's Easter eggs that haven't been solved even to this day, and the community are still perplexed around how to solve them and what they actually mean. Now, I do want to make this into a series going forward where we revisit all of the Halo Easter eggs in the universe which were rather just really cool, worth a mention, or even to this day haven't been solved and are a complete mystery to us. If you guys do go on to enjoy this video, do consider leaving a like and let me know your thoughts and theories down below in the comments. Do also consider subscribing to the channel as well for very frequent Halo content coming every single day. But guys, let's go. Now, before we do get into today's video, make sure you guys go down in the description down below to check the timestamp to skip to whichever part of the video that you would like to, and to whichever Easter egg that does spark your fancy. Now, the first Easter egg I wanted to discuss today is possibly one of the biggest ones in the Halo universe to date. That is Sandtrap. The map Sandtrap from Halo 3 is set in a desert wasteland on the Ark. The primary focus of the map is a series of ancient Forerunner stone structures buried in the desert sands. Surrounding the site is a circular Forerunner wall lined with 6 massive Forerunner towers. The stone ruins extend off to both sides of the map, though those in the centre have been partially excavated for persons unknown. At some point, likely during the battle on the Ark, the area came under occupation of the Brutes, a part of the Covenant, who fortified the site with landmines and at least one of their Phantoms. However, the Brutes were later driven from the region, and the UNSC came in and deployed their UNSC forces, taking control of the area. The Secrets of Sandtrap is a community-generated idea that Sandtrap has a large secret, and it was subject to a lot of community speculation for many years, since 2007 and even to this day. As such, players have spent countless hours poring over Sandtrap's details, attempting to uncode the secrets behind Sandtrap. Now, there are a large list of these secrets that I'm going to go through today, and just give you an idea of how many secrets there are on this map and why there's so much speculation and focus around Sandtrap. Each tower surrounding the Sandtrap map is paired with a low poly sphere using a default texture. These spheres fire faint beams that strike near the player, spawning the Brute landmines that pop out of the ground in the minefield. The 2 wind tunnels or airlifts are powered by a green square object. These are the only 2 of these objects hidden beneath each of these tunnels or lifts. To see them, you must go into the map in theatre mode and fly towards them. There are several hidden shapes within the walls of Sandtrap. Most of these shapes are just different types of parallelograms, the most common kind being squares. There are several secret rooms across Sandtrap. The most popular one is the one inside the ceiling on one of the bases. The other secret rooms are all within the walls along the narrow hallway in the middle of the map. The playable size of Sandtrap can be doubled by going outside of the map, where there's more playing space. The explosions of the mines can simply be countered in Forge by placing large piles of every possible type of grenade. If these grenades will negate all explosions, even though it seems like the explosions are still happening. However, this will only work in Forge and not custom games. The reasons why is currently unknown at this point. In an interview later conducted in 2010 by Justin Hayworth, he did indicate that Sandtrap does have a secret involving the script found on the metal panels in the stone structures. Hayworth had the following to say, and quote, "There are tons of strips of metal littered throughout Sandtrap that have weird digital writing on them, and I wanted those to have meaning. My hope was that people would pore over the script and try to figure it out." However, Hayward later mentioned in an interview that he didn't quite remember if he had definitely placed a secret on Sandtrap or what that secret might have been. So yeah, very strange. Even to this day, the list of intentional Easter eggs and things that shouldn't be there but are, boasting an obvious and intentional difference, are staring the community straight in the face, with there being multiple versions of the map also, with Sandbox having a secret room throughout the centre of it and multiple symbols covering the map which are all the same. Something's up. I mean, I think the symbols look a little bit like the Harbinger. Just a thought when I was reviewing them and going back to them in this video, but it's highly doubtful that this is something concrete to go off. Could you imagine Halo 3 predicting the Endless? Could you imagine how mad that would be? A lot of these people also suspect that Sandtrap could be the tomb of Mendicant Bias as well. With Bias being buried in the desert of the Ark, Sandtrap is based on the Halo 3 Ark. So maybe this could be where Mendicant Bias was buried by the Forerunners, or even his shell. Nobody really knows, this is completely unknown at the moment, but as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I'd be very interested to know what you do think of this. The next Easter egg we're covering today is another which the community has done a lot of digging into. We think we might be onto something with it, but still not have fully cracked it. This is the Halo ODST Glyphs Easter egg, the ones that are dotted around the streets of Mombasa when playing through the campaign. Only 4 people in the world knows the true meaning behind this Easter egg, and they're a part of the development team for Halo 3 ODST. Now, this Easter egg's had the community wondering for years. The biggest tease around the answer to this mystery comes from Marty O'Donnell, who would periodically drop hints here and there out of absolute nowhere. Now, Rocket Sloth, by the way, shout out to them for their amazing in-depth videos on these as well. I think they've done 2. I'll link them down below actually, so you can go and check it out if you're interested to know what this actually means. Uploaded a video trying to crack this Easter egg, and as soon as they uploaded it, Marty tweets this. Marty, you're a big tease, my friend. We know that the ones responsible for the mysterious glyphs, or at least some of them, are the engineers that are dotted around the map. They use these glyphs as a form of communication, it seems, to tell their stories or what they've found. But currently we don't know what the glyphs depict. But it can be seen that these glyphs are different looking than our typical Covenant glyphs. Whether they mean different, similar, or the same thing, so far it's unknown. These large glyphs consist of 3 main sections, separated by a Y-shaped line. And it also can have a few different builds of this as well. They can consist of no glyphs within that Y-shaped line. They can consist of these new glyphs that we dub as engineer glyphs. They can consist of superintendent faces or superintendent glyphs. There's never more than 1 glyph in any of these 3 sections on the Y-shaped line. A lot of people believe that the engineers have a huge part to play in the overall meaning of this Easter egg. Whilst they're searching for the location of the Ark, they could be writing on the glyphs around the map to document their findings. Other people believe this has a lot to do with Inferno, written by Dante, and this was written back in the 1300s. There's a lot to link this story with this Easter egg. Bungie themselves even confirmed that this story in particular gave them the inspiration for Halo 3 ODST, and a lot of this inspiration came during the development of the game. So potentially they did leave a couple of Easter eggs here and there about their inspiration around it. Another thing that was also mentioned is that the Covenant could actually write their sentences and are literal by using this sort of Y-shaped line. For example, we write in straight lines for our sentences. However, the Covenant could use this Y-shaped format as their straight line text, if that makes sense. So they could write their sentences somehow or communicate via writing on this Y-shaped line. As going around the map, we could have some glyphs filled in, others empty, so maybe they've just not been filled in, or they've not found anything in that region as of yet. Very, very interesting. But this is a huge mystery still in the Halo universe that to this day we've got no idea about. But again, as always guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below on this Easter egg. Yeah, I'd be very interested to know. The final one is something in Halo Infinite. So a lot of the community probably would have come across this in some way or another. That is the hieroglyphics that we've seen towards the end of the game within the Silent Auditorium, which are very, very similar to the markings on Sandtrap. Now, my good friend Red Normster did a great video on this, going into detail and breaking this down completely, which still to this day blows my mind. I remember watching his video on the topic and just being like this. Seriously, this man is on another level with deep diving into Easter eggs. So this ancient text was actually the same text, as far as we know, that was present on Sandtrap in Halo 3. Again, a very huge mystery that, as to what it means, we don't know, but it was brought back for a reason. I think it has something to do with Mendicant Bias, potentially, because Offensive Bias and Mendicant Bias will be mentioned for Zeta Halo, and maybe that's where it is. And it's all too convenient that Mendicant Bias was buried on somewhere, the shell of Mendicant Bias was buried in the Halo 3 Ark, that's where Sandtrap is based, and now they're bringing back the same writing in Halo Infinite, where we see at the end of the legendary cutscene that Offensive Bias has been deployed. I think it's very, very coincidental, and who knows, maybe we'll see Mendicant or Offensive come in Halo Infinite's DLC, and this could be a little tease towards that. We can also see the Forerunners holding the same tablet with its ancient text in the Silent Auditorium towards the very end of the game, which, yeah, is very, very interesting. I think the developers have put this Easter egg into the game in order to bring back and shed some light on the Sandtrap ancient text, essentially carrying that Easter egg on into Halo Infinite, as the text is pretty much the exact same as what we could see back then. As of now, the Easter egg is completely mysterious to us. We don't know what it is, we don't know how to solve it. However, I can almost guarantee that in future campaign DLC that should be coming out in this year, maybe, I'm hoping so, that we'll see some information around this ancient text and the Easter egg will be carried on into something else. Fingers crossed, very excited. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, just drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel for more Halo content, and let me know your thoughts and opinions down below as to what you think of these Easter eggs and theories that you might have around them, even any other Easter eggs that I didn't add into this video that you want to see me include into future videos around these Easter eggs. But I hope you have enjoyed, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Speak to you guys soon. Take care.